Okay, this is a demonstration speech on how to play video games. Its general purpose is to inform. Specific purpose is to play an FPS game and get better at it. It's a process demonstration. Keep in mind, so I'm not going to go step by step. This is more of a concept. How to be a good college student and that kind of stuff. 2.69 billion people play video games on Earth. 34% become pros and make it a career. Learning how to play video games can lead to a lot of positive outcomes and may even help you in your day-to-day life. I've been playing games for over half of my life. My life, which is equal to almost 10 years. 3 of the most important things to know to play video games are movement, game sense, and practice. Even though I'll be demonstrating how to move in the game, it is up to you, the listener, to continue to play. Things you need to play a video game are easy, but in this case, we will use a standard PS4 controller and the ever so popular FPS title, Apex Legends. And for those of you that don't know what an FPS title is, it is a first-person shooter. To start, you must take up the controller. A controller is what you mainly be focusing on because it is what our main source of movement. To move the character, it is in most video games, the developers mainly use a simple mechanic of using the left stick to move and the right stick to look. After that, it's a simple button here and a button there to do anything even more advanced. These things by themselves will need their practice, but you can master them with simple tutorials and videos to further explain the concept of each movement. So for example, slide jumping. Things that take this much coordination and are not inherently easy for some people, but with hard work and the realization of your mistakes, you can do it. My grandfather, for example, when starting to play video games, struggled immensely, scoring last every time he played. But now that he has played a little longer, he easily takes top place in many matches. After learning how to do simple movement, I will demonstrate the next most important thing in video game play: game sense. Game sense is one of the most important things in video games because it is what causes the most critical thinking at a rapid pace. You want to think of what could happen next and prepare for that scenario. In another situation that game sense will apply is in a large-scale battle in video games. It is hard for most people, and even pros occasionally, to recognize their allies. But with game sense, you will have to distinguish the enemy and your friend with fast reactions. Otherwise, you or your teammate might not survive. Game sense is not any sort of special equipment or anything. It is simply to state. It is similar to the state that athletes get in when they're in the zone. The only exception here being it active constantly. This ability is improved upon simply with practice. This leads me to my next point: practice. Practice makes perfect. Everyone has heard that saying one way or another, but in this case, it is extremely encouraged. Pros in the video game industry practice constantly, day in and day out, 24/7. So, that's why they are known for being pros. Because they get paid to be good at what they do. Some people need more practice than others. Some just inherently have a talent for quick reaction timing. With video games, there's so much more to consider. In Apex in particular, there's a common misconception. That is, that gunplay is the key to winning. But in actuality, the key to winning is movement and teamwork. So, every time someone might have a talent for a video game, they tend to not be talented at the whole game, meaning that practice with practice, anyone can be anyone because you are practicing that whole game. To conclude this demonstration, I want to restate that movement, game sense, and practice are the three most important things when playing a video game to be good at it. Not every game is meant for everyone. That's why you shouldn't knock it before you try it. Different genres and different games help people with different things, like creativity, problem solving, fears, and etc. All it takes is a good video game. All it takes to get good at a video game is practice. To end, I want to thank all of you for listening and understanding.